Every year in the NRL, we see like just so many things happen that no one could ever predict. For example, the Rabbitohs finishing second last year, and the Eels finishing just above them. So I'm going to be talking about 10 bold predictions I have for the 2025 NRL season. Now, are they all going to come true? Probably not. Are any going to come true? Probably not. But it's just a bit of fun and some things that I think that sort of unlikely, but more likely as some other situations. So let's get straight into it. We've got 10 bold predictions here, and the first one is going to be 4 teams tie on points for 8th spot. Now, sounds super outlandish and wild, and yeah, it is. But we saw last year there was 2 points. There was 3 teams that finished 2 points outside of the 8 last year, I believe, and it was just like sort of for and against that. Different, like sort of like split them up and separated them, and again, I see the comp again for this year just becoming even closer. And I think there's absolutely no reason why we won't see another really, really exciting finish for the finals race. And I feel like that 4 is going to be super important this year. And yeah, I feel like there's going to be a couple of teams that finish and tie for 8th spot. Whether they make it or not is up to them and they're for and against. Then we go for my number 2. I did see floated around that Fox League did their predictions for the season. They said no coach is going to be sacked. I'm going to go the opposite way. Unfortunately, I think there's going to be at least 2 coaches sacked by Origin. Who they are, I'm not too sure. I can see, look, I feel like Adam O'Brien's job isn't exactly secure, especially if the Knights start the season poorly. Like, I think they got a decent squad, pretty good fallback, and they could do a little bit better with the resources they have. And especially when you got Callum Ponga there, who's going to be putting on pressure, be like, I want to win. We're not winning. Like, it's the coach on me. Kind of thing. I'm not too sure. But who the other coaches, I don't really know. No other coaches are really super under pressure. But again, if a team underperforms and is going really, really poorly and like there's some issues in that club, it's easier for a club to sack one coach than 30 players. So the coach is always the one that is the scapegoat. And then we got number 3. This one would be lovely. We've got either the Dragons or the Tigers breaking their finals drought. And I believe the Tigers have made the finals since 2011 and the Dragons have made the finals since 2018. And from, I believe, anyway, that is the 2 longest spells. I feel like every other club has sort of made the finals like since 2019 or 2020. So it'd be good for the fan bases of those clubs to make the finals. And I think they're both in positions where they're getting stronger. They're building up their squads. They're looking pretty good. Whether they make it this year or not, I'm not so sure. I feel like the Dragons do have a better chance than the Tigers. Just because last season we saw the Dragons miss out in the finals by 1 game. And I feel like personally anyway, their 1-30 look stronger than last year. I know they lost Lomax and I know they lost Hunt, but they've also brought in 3 very experienced stars and sort of their rookies and that sort of thing, all got a year older, like more developed, more used to the Shane Flanagan system and way. And I think they're going to make the finals this year. And then, well, they're more likely to make the finals this year anyway. And the Tigers, like they've brought in Luai, Skelton, Taruva, Hunt, May. Unbelievable recruitment. They're certainly going to be a lot stronger in 2025, and they could surprise a few teams, or they could still be rubbish. We don't know. It's the Tigers. And we got number 4. It's wild. This is a bold prediction, but it is a testament to how good the Penrith Panthers are, and it is the Penrith Panthers don't make the grand final. Now, are they going to be there? Like, this is what I said at the start of the video. Any of this going to come true? Maybe not. And the Penrith Panthers 100% could be there in the first week of October, that October long weekend on the Sunday. They're probably going to be playing at a core stadium. But look, they've lost more pieces to the puzzle again. James Fisher-Harris, their leader in the forwards, and Jerome Luai. Clear as foil, partner in crime, been there for ages. One of the best sixers in the comp. It feels a little bit different. Like, they've lost stars every single year along the road in their dynasty. That's fine. This one feels a little bit different. And when you can start to piece together, like, the side of players who have left Penrith since that first grand final, it's ridiculous how strong they are and how they've been able to be so good for so long. But I can just see them having a little bit of troubles this year, especially if Nathan Cleary does get injured, which we've seen year after year. He picks up an injury here or there, whether it's his shoulders or his hamstrings or like some sort of soft tissue injury. And I mean, I personally hope for Nathan Cleary he doesn't get injured this year, because one of the other things, well, there's 2 things he pretty much has left to complete in rugby league, and he's like 27. That's get a Dally M and dominate Origin, which he could do both this year. I mean, I say that he's got, like, I think he's got the same amount of man of matches as Joey in Origin, but he hasn't really grabbed a series, if you know what I mean. I just think with other teams around the comp getting stronger and the Panthers sort of like coming back down to the pack a little bit, they might miss out in the grand final in 2025. But the thing is, they're a bunch of winners and they know how to get there and get the job done. Number 5, this one is probably honestly the least likely out of all of them, and that is Kalen Ponga confirms that he's leaving the Newcastle Knights. It's just something that, like, well, Ponga's contracted through 2027, so he should still be there at the Knights until then. But we do know now with rugby league contracts, they don't exactly mean much. If he decides, puts his foot down, I want to go, the Knights might have to just let him go. And there is, like, the Roosters have so much kitty in the bank heading forward, and I feel like Tedesco, this might be his last season. We don't know. He played really, really good last year, and he might want to go out in a high, and sort of, like, if he can sort of feel his body start to, like, feel the effects of playing rugby league football for so long, he might say, look, I'm going pretty good. I don't want to sort of be tapped on the shoulder. He might make the decision to say, you know what, I've had a good run, I'm out of here. And the next superstar, like, you're not going to get Reece Walsh out of Brisbane. I don't think any club's ever going to do that. The next superstar that seemingly seems available in the fullback spot is going to be Kalen Ponga. And things haven't worked out for the Knights for him. Like, he wants to win comps. He's getting, like, to his mid to late 20s now. Like, he's hitting the prime of his career. He wants to make the most of it. He doesn't want to continually drag his club up to the finals. So, look, again, this could be, like, seriously, like, way off the ball, but it's the kind of thing I can see Kalen Ponga leaving the Knights. That's all I'm going to say. And then we'll go, number 6 is the NRL breaks attendance records again. I believe in 2024, we as NRL fans attended the most games that we ever have. Like, there's so many teams. Like, Wynn Stadium was sold out for the first time that I can remember since the Wayne Bennett era. Brookvale was sold out, I think, pretty much every single game apart from the one where the conditions were basically a blizzard. We're just like, there's so many more. Like, you see teams posting up graphics all the time. This game sold out, that game sold out. We're just getting better and better at getting to the games, and it's because the games are more enjoyable to go to, and it's just, there's a good vibe around rugby league at the moment, and I think that's going to continue and roll on into 2025, and people are going to keep showing up, and we're going to break NRL attendance records again, which would be awesome. And then number 7, I got to double check when they're coming into the comp. I think it's 2028, but people's contracts are up in 2027, 2028. They can negotiate, and I feel like the first star is going to commit this year to going to PNG, and they're going to sign a massive deal, like tax-free, and just, they're going to get offered a contract that's like $6 million over 3 years, and it's going to go like, yes, no worries, I'll sign that, and it's going to get the ball rolling for the PNG side. What's good about announcing it now is obviously the NRL's got a lot of work to do in terms of building infrastructure and that sort of thing, but also what was poorly done by the NRL was they didn't give the Dolphins any time to recruit, and they struggled a lot, and we might see the effects of that this year. But they've given, like, the PNG side plenty of time to recruit and build up a roster, and I think it's going to be the best thing for them, and I feel like we're going to see a star commit to them in 2025. Number 8, it's interesting, this is a bold prediction as well, but it's that the Raiders make the NRL finals this year. A lot of people predicting the Raiders for the wooden spoon. I don't think they'll ever do that, like, especially not for a long while. I know when you look at their squad, you don't go, ooh, like, you sort of go, how are they going to win their games? But their fullback is insane. Ricky Stewart gets the best out of his players week in, week out. Those blokes love Ricky. They love playing for him. He's going to get the potential out of all these guys. We've also got a lot of young, exciting players coming through who are hungry to win and hungry for success. And I think the Raiders will be absolutely fine in 2025. And I can see them making the finals. And we've got 2 more to go. Number 9. This one actually might be the most unrealistic one. And I feel like it's going to be a sped up process, and a new broadcast deal might be signed in 2025. Now, this comes as DAZN has taken over Foxtel, and I think, like, Peter V'landys, the businessman, is going to see it as an opportunity and go, hey, we are not getting paid anywhere near as much as we should be because we signed our last deal during COVID, and we should be getting some more coin for our game that's continually growing and bringing so much revenue, and say, if you want to keep this, you got to pay us more, or we're going elsewhere, because people will pay for the product, as well as, like, I believe 7 is interested in taking over the free-to-wear stuff over from 9, which probably wouldn't be the worst thing because 9's got a little bit stale in terms of the footy content. So, yeah, that's just my opinion. I feel like maybe, like, again, this could be another thing where I'm so off the mark, but I feel like we could see Peter V'landys sort of push the envelope a little bit, and we see a new broadcast deal signed in 2025. And then last but not least, now I have to go quickly have a look at when the last one of these was, but I've got a feeling we might see a drawn Origin game. It's happened twice. The last time was in 2002 in Game 2, where New South Wales and Queensland were 18-all at ANZ, or Accor, was Stadium Australia at the time. So, like, look, huge bold prediction, but I feel like Origin is nearly at its pinnacle at the moment. Like, New South Wales have an unbelievable squad, and so do Queensland. We usually see, like, one side sort of, like, Queensland might have a better run, 8 in a row. New South Wales might have a better side. Like, sort of, it always seems to be there's one side better than the other just at one time. But at the moment, I feel like they're so evenly poisoned, evenly matched up, and it's making for some ripper Origin series. And like Game 3 last year was won by 2 points, I believe, and one try was involved. Like, his sides are so close at the moment. I can just sort of see it happening that there is a draw. And I think it'd be crazy to see. We haven't seen one for 23 years now, so it would be pretty cool if that was to happen again. But there are 10 bold predictions from myself for the 2025 NRL season. Drop a bold prediction of yours in the comments. If you like this video, make sure you leave a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more rugby league content, and as always, remember to Scotty, drink your water, and Bradman, do your best.